From the East Brunswick Jewish Center, I'm Rabbi Jeff Pivo. Sometimes the only way to make real and lasting change is to suffer an unprecedented calamity first. Historians view post-World War II Germany and Japan that way. Their economies and their cultures were totally remade in the after effects of the war, in ways so radical that they would never go back to the ways of the past. Those were positive developments, but they were made possible only in the wake of catastrophic destruction. The story of Noah in this week's Torah portion is an example of this wipe the slate clean idea. Despite the best of intentions in creating us, things had gotten so bad that God regrets having made humanity. The only way to improve the situation, God reasons, is to begin again with one man, with one family, that of Noah. A new kind of Adam, and see if humanity would do better the second time around. It was a severe reaction, but given what we now know about human nature, it may have been God's only choice. Noah was the 10th generation from Adam. After that amount of time, especially given the longevity ascribed to the early generations in the Torah, we might have expected that things had grown ever better. But the Torah describes a situation of total global corruption in which evil had become normative. The flood came to restore equilibrium, but unless future history would show that the flood did restore it, we might be left to the conclusion that humanity was capable only of degeneration over time. As it turns out, God had it right. The 10th generation after Noah, mirroring the generations from creation to the flood, yielded Abraham and Sarah. Instead of finding a world that was yet again filled with chaos and evil, God found one with the seed of redemption for humanity. The flood had worked. But even God has limits. The cost of scouring the world of rampant evil seems to have been too high. By promising never to destroy the world again, God acknowledges that the need to do so may arise again, but relies on humanity to right things instead of bringing catastrophe from God. In making us partners in creating a world that would please God, we begin to assume responsibility for the world God has created for us. This year, as hurricanes batter the southeast of the United States, we recognize our responsibility to help those who have suffered through them right now, as well as to address in the short term the underlying human actions that are worsening such storms. By acting now before it is too late, we fulfill our obligation to the world that God has given us and to God, providing us a chance to redeem ourselves and avoid future catastrophes in the ways that Noah's generation did not. From all of us at the East Brunswick Jewish Center, a Shabbat Shalom.